homies. Today is Sunday anime couple review as always. This segment has spoilers. Today's couple is Kitamura Yusaku and Taiga. I'm going to go over how they met, their backstories, how they admire each other, what they connect through, which anime tropes are of the pair comprised of, and the ending of the pair, whether they get together or not. Finally, whether they are opposites attract couple or a similar couple. How they met was in school, having had taken classes together. Taiga's backstory is that she's an oldest child of divorced parents. Kitamura lives with his dad. I am unsure if his mom is alive or dead. Kitamura comes to like Taiga first because she is confident and kicks, but Dachi likes him because he is so nice and popular. They connect to each other by school. Their friends are Ryuji and Minori. They are admittedly close to one another, since she seems comfortable with him touching her to stop coming for Sumire, the class president. Taiga regarded Kitamura as tall, dark, and handsome. She is also considered popular in class as well, even getting love confessions from boys in her class, although she doesn't know what love is. She crushed on him heavily. She goes to his best friend Ryuji for help on impressing him. After Ryuji had found out her confession letter to Kitamura, when it came time to swim, she wanted Ryuji's help with giving her a bathing suit that could show off curves she doesn't have. However, they both share anime tropes you can see in them. Popular in class, unrequited love switcheroo, romantic false lead. Taiga gets confessed to by Kitamura, and upon turning him down too quickly, he gets comforted by Sumire Kano, the class president who overheard the sentimental confession. In that time, he assists Sumire and becomes vice class president, falling in love with Sumire over time. In that time frame that she's trying to win Kitamura's heart and help Ryuji win Minori's, Kitamura finds out Sumire is going to graduate and confesses his love for her in front of the whole class. Sumire turns down his confession and ignores it, which pisses off Taiga, who cares for him. She confronts her and calls her out. They end up fighting to the point of blood dripping on the school floor. Sumire confesses she loves Kitamura but rejects his confession. Sumire reveals it was that he could become a strong person without having to lean on her. Taiga ends up getting suspended for 2 weeks after the fight is broke up. Sumire ends up going to her scholarship so she can be an astronaut like she wanted. After this, Kitamura tried to rebel by saying he won't be class president after Sumire graduates. He dyes his hair blonde, saying the school won't accept a class president with that type of hair. However, his friends see through it and are concerned, especially Taiga and Ryuji. Eventually, he changes it back after a talk with everyone and takes on his role as class president. This shows us that Taiga, despite having had turned Kitamura down, cares for him strongly enough, albeit though the opportunity to love Kitamura had passed. She cares for her friends strongly. Taiga's other attempts to get closer to Yusaku include taking pictures of him, only for said pictures to turn out blurry as her hands shake when she sees him. This was before she found out he loves Sumire. After getting a suspension for attacking Sumire, Taiga lets go of Yusaku and focuses on getting Ryuji with Minori on her first day back. Yusaku appears in front of Taiga in full prostration and pleads for Taiga not to pick another fight over him. After Ryuji, Takasu tells Taiga that his relationship with Minori has not progressed, Taiga declares the need to play Cupid for him since she wants to be good for Santa. The next morning at school, Yusaku announces that the student council will organize a Christmas Eve party while being rescued at the ski resort romantic by Ryuji. Feelings among students. Taiga appears to talk in her sleep. And Ryuji ask Minori to go to the party with them, and admitting but to him vehemently that she declines. Loves Ryuji. This causes Taiga and Ryuji to worry about Minori. As Christmas approaches, the whole class helps in preparing for the Christmas party, including setting up a large artificial Christmas tree. Taiga contributes a heavy glass star for the top, which she says is her most valuable Christmas ornament. Everyone is pleased with their efforts and awed by the sight of the tree lit up. However, a stray softball crashes through the gym window and knocks over the tree, smashing the star. The baseball club apologizes and Minori blames herself for losing control of the ball. She leaves, still declining Ryuji's offer of going to the party, as she feels she would not be welcome after the accident, despite hearing that. Ryuji promises her that he will wait for her. After performing a song, Taiga leaves the party to go home in order to wait for Santa Claus, stopping by Minori's house on the way to convince her to attend the party. Ryuji goes to Taiga's apartment dressed up as a bear Santa Claus, cheering her up so that she realizes she is not alone. Afterward, she tells Ryuji to go back and wait for Minori, and after some resistance, for apparently he would rather spend the evening with Taiga, he leaves. Taiga begins crying uncontrollably, thinking that with Ryuji together with Minori, Ryuji and herself can no longer be such close friends. Taiga rushes after Ryuji, calling for him, but he is already gone. Minori, who was heading to the party, witnesses this. As Valentine's Day approaches, Taiga decides to make everyone some chocolate as thanks for the things they have done for her. However, when Minori notices that she believes Yusaku rescued her from the ski trip instead of Ryuji, she becomes angry. Minori confronts her, with Ami and Yusaku blocking the exits, trying to get her to show her true feelings. After violently denying the likelihood that Minori is telling her the truth, Taiga admits she only wanted Minori to be happy, in which Minori tells her that happiness is something only she can decide for herself. Taiga runs off and Minori decides to go after her, asking Ryuji if he will go after her too. On her way out of the building, Taiga hears Minori shouting that she has always liked Ryuji, but she held back because she felt Taiga's friendship with him was based on a stronger emotional need. She also says that she has to obtain her own happiness as well. Later, at work, she finds Ryuji is waiting for her and agrees to talk to him after the shift. However, after work, Yusaku and Taiga's mother confront their children and Ryuji and Taiga, each seeing that their mothers are acting out of immature selfishness, decide to run away together. But just as they agree to say "I love you" to each other, Kitamura calls and asks them to meet at Ami's house, Minori. Ami and Kitamura do not agree with their plans but decide to support them. Minori and Kitamura lend them some cash and Ami lends them the key to her family's chalet. Ryuji and Taiga pack for a long trip. But when Ryuji spies Yasuko's note, he realizes she had run away, like a child, and he convinces Taiga that they should visit his grandparents. Taiga leaves a dramatic message on Yasuko's phone, tricking her into believing Ryuji is in danger. When she arrives back at her apartment and hears her mother's emotional voicemail messages, Taiga decides to break the promise to Ryuji and to change her ways, preferring to mend the breach with her own mother rather than to go on fleeing and avoiding all her problems. Disappears from school, but she sends everyone a mail with a picture of the night sky and a single star, representing Minori's belief that one's future belongs entirely to oneself. A year later, on Ryuji's graduation day, he and Kitamura spies Taiga in the windows of the homeroom classroom they shared. Ryuji runs upstairs to go see her. While this couple doesn't get together, all the effort Taiga puts into getting together with him is admirable. It is very realistic, her efforts to let him know she likes him. Even though her path led her to Ryuji, this anime shows how realistic it is concerning human emotions and thinking you like someone, but end up liking someone else. I definitely recommend this anime.